Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I've got a free half hour at work, so I thought I'm going to make a video and try and get back to answering the questions that were asked by some of the people that watch my video, because oh my god, I have fallen so behind with trying to get like videos done and things like that. My life has been a little bit manic, completely my own fault, because obviously it's the time of year for my taxes to be done. I'm working, I've been away, it's been Lily's 18th and she's done a driving test, but I'm so behind. Before I start with the questions, I just wanted to say, has anybody tried the chai latte from this? It is it says Beanies. It's Beanies. It is a Beanies. I thought it were a Beanies, but I thought, oh, maybe I've bought a copy one or something, do you know, from, I don't know, one of the cheaper stalls. But oh my God, it's 2 calories per cup. I prefer to save my 2 calories. This is absolutely disgusting. It's revolting and it's beyond a joke. I've just made myself one and I'm trying mixing it a bit stronger. Hopefully, because it might taste a bit better, so I'm trying again. But does anybody drink this and think that this is okay? Because this is not okay. This is a -10 out of 10. It is totally, like, I had to throw the first cup. It was really disgusting. And anyway, does anybody drink this? I don't know what's going off with me at the moment, actually. I don't know whether I'm going off the Beanies drinks or what. I prefer like a herbal tea. I'm drinking loads of green tea and lemon at the moment, and some of the Aldi, like the one for sleep tea, and then I've got another one that's for protect, and they're okay. This, oh, totally gross. Anyway, I'll stop babbling on, but I just wanted to know if anybody else actually drank this, because how is this for sale in the shops? It's awful. But then again, I've never had a chai latte. Like, what is a chai latte? What's the difference between a chai latte and a latte? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's because I'm old, I'm not sure, but I have no idea what the difference is. So if you do know, can you please let me know below, because I have no idea what the difference is between a chai latte and a normal latte, and maybe this does taste like a chai latte, but I just haven't got a clue what it is. But what I do know is chai lattes are not for me. They are not my vibe. I am not feeling that. It actually is disgusting. So, sorry about that, just a little rant. So, I had a question asked by Jackie Ashworth, and her question was, I've had to write down because my memory is not what it is, because I'm hormonal and old. So, I want to start journaling my journey to see if this helps me stay on track more. I just don't know what to write. Do you have any tips on how to get me started? Well, this is quite extensive. So if you've not got a coffee, please get one. So, first of all, I wanted to have a look to answer this question as best I can. Like, what is journaling? So fundamentally, journaling is just writing about like yourself, your experiences and what you do. It's an account, it's your own account from your own views and your own opinions, and it's something that I have done throughout my journey and I've felt it quite useful. I do recommend it, and if it's not something that you've tried and you're interested in, then I do think it's something that can help keep you on track, keep you focused. It helps you change behaviours, it helps you in loads of ways. So there's different ways that you can journal. Obviously, there's a vlog. So I journal actually really in 2 ways. I vlog my journey, and this is what you're seeing now. I vlogged this even before it went public. I just recorded videos. I was talking to myself. I had nobody else to talk to. I used to watch them back. I uploaded them all to YouTube, but I just kept them private because I wasn't confident enough to release them. I think I was a bit anxious about other people seeing my deepest, darkest thoughts. And a vlogging is a way, like making videos is a way of journaling, and it's helped me absolutely loads. Another way that I journal is that I have a written journal. I use this a little bit different. I probably don't upload it as much and it's not as day to day, but I journal about other things that are going off with me. And I don't know, maybe I'm really old school, but I like a bit of stationery. I like to have a notebook. I like to have a pen, and I like to write it down and see written things in front of me. I also like, when I read, I don't use a Kindle or anything. I like a book. The more worn, if I'm going to be honest, the better. I like the feel of paper. I like everything about it. So you can do a written diary. I also I was thinking about this, and you could also, if you didn't want to do a video because you didn't like that, you could do a podcast, which can remain anonymous. It can just be a recording of you talking and just give an account of your day, your week, your month, whatever it is you want to talk about. You can, like I said, when I first released my vlogs, I kept them private for a good year. I wasn't ready to release them. And then I decided to go public with mine because I thought, well, if I feel like this, then other people might. And I didn't want other people to feel as lonely as me and maybe as stupid or as, like, some of the thoughts I have. I know I'm a bit out there, and I know that maybe not everybody feels like I do. But I just wanted maybe somebody else to know that maybe that feels like I do, to identify and know that they're not on their own. So that's why I decided to go public with mine, but you don't have to. That's entirely up to you. My written diary I keep private because it's just for me, and I don't know, I don't think some of the stuff in there would be interesting to other people. I don't think it's something that other people want to read about, and I just use it for my own development, really. So you can choose to do any way you want, and it's entirely up to you. Maybe written isn't for you, and maybe try a couple of different forms of journaling and having a reflective account, because what works for you in one way maybe might not another, and different ways will work different for what you're wanting to get out of it, if that actually makes sense. Like podcasting, I've never thought about doing, but it would actually be quite interesting to see how that went, and I don't really know how that works. I'm pretty sure that, do you know, if you just googled it, there'd be like a step-by-step guide. There'd be things like accounts that you sign up to and release your pods. And you could choose to record it and keep it private. You could record it and keep it, go public and share your journey. It's entirely up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with, and don't ever be pressured by anybody else to do it any other way. Fundamentally, your journal, if you're going to start journaling, Jackie, should be completely not like what you need, how you want it, when you want it, because it's there for you, nobody else. So there's some of the pros that I found of doing a journal have been, it's logs memories for me. So different memories, good and bad, I'm not gonna lie. I've had some really down times during my vlogs and journaling, and also written journals, but also good ones that I like to look back on. And it's nice to look at the proud moments and actually recognize that I recognize good things in myself sometimes. It gives you accountability. I have written these down, so I'm going to try and look down but talk freely. But there was that much in this question. I didn't want to just freely talk like I've done some of the other ones, because I didn't want to miss stuff off, and I'm trying to be as helpful as I possibly can. So memories, accountability. It's really, really good, and I've always used it, and the reason why I started it is for reflection, and it gives you an objective view to look back on yourself. So you can talk just there and there about yourself and what's been happening, how you felt, what impact that's had, and it helps you reflect in the moment. But journaling also, whether it be video, podcast, or written diary, helps you to be quite objective, because when I look back at my videos and stuff, I try to watch them as though I'm watching a friend, it's not me that I'm watching, and think about how I feel as an objective person at the behaviours and what's going off. I do look at them as myself as well, and sometimes I can read behind what I'm actually saying, and I relive moments, and that does also help me look at it from a different perspective, or look at it from me and think, oh God, you know what, that weren't right, that's not how that should have gone. So I think that's a massive pro. My vlogs on here have massively allowed me to grow as an individual. I've grown and developed absolutely loads. I've still got a long way to go. Like, I've got tons to go, but they have helped me tons to grow and develop. And I do think journaling allows that. You can get that from written, you can get that from just recording your own voice and doing a podcast. You could get it in any way really, but they are really, really good at allowing you as an individual to be reflective and grow and develop and make changes where you want to make changes and be really realistic and honest as well. It's helped me with, like, another pro is that it can help with behavioural changes. It's allowed me to have comparisons of before and afters. Now, people think that that means like how I look, but it's also good to see before and afters in like behavioural changes, in relationships, in food, in choices, in how you handle situations. It's like, it is visual as well. Obviously, I can look back at my videos now and look at the difference in my face and what it's like now, and that helps to give you a little bit of an oomph and keep you motivated and make you recognize that you've made change. But there is other areas where you can compare to, and I think that it's really good to have this historical account of what's actually happened, because you're not going to remember everything for what it really were. Your mind's got a way of distorting things when it looks back over memories, and having this journal here for me, like these videos, has been fantastic for that. It does, do you know, like what you talk about, it can help you and it can help other people. Like, I've released my vlogs in the hope that if just one person gets a bit of benefit from this and it helps them a little bit, then that's fantastic. One of the main things that I use my vlogs for is offloading. So to carry around like loads of pent up emotions, things like that, it's not great for you. It's not great for your mental health. And for me, just to come on here and rant and talk, and I mean, I've got some crap vlogs, haven't I? Do you know, where I'm just offloading the crap that's happened to me that day, and it actually gets it off my chest for some things that I can freely talk to really honestly without having an answer back, if that makes sense. And I think that is quite helpful sometimes, and it helps me to process and compartmentalize things and put things away in boxes and get over stuff, and sometimes it helps me revisit things. A journal does help you to like summarize what's going off and your journey and what's happened so far. It gives you a bit of you time. It gives you a bit of self-love because you're pouring a bit of time and energy into yourself, and ultimately you deserve time and energy. Everybody does. And I think sometimes life can get a bit much where you're shoving all your time, love and everything into work, family, kids, pets, you know, like all those things. And this for me is a bit of me time. Like, I don't generally record in front of people. I try to keep it quite private, and it's just my time where I'm just me and not somebody's girlfriend or somebody's carer or somebody's mum and I love being all them things, but I think it's important, especially when you're on a journey, to have that time and that space to be yourself and be unapologetically yourself. It's quite nice. It gives you perspective and it helps to record your journey along the way. I then started writing down like little notes, and I never do anything like notes. I usually just talk crap, don't I, in my vlogs. The next bit I thought I'd address is like your first steps. If you're thinking of doing journaling in whatever which way, shape and form suits you, I thought I'd put together some first steps that I thought were a good idea as a starting point. So first off, like, you need to think about how you're going to journal, like what suits you. Or I do it two ways. I write and I do videos. You need to think about what works best for you, not what works best for everybody else, not anybody else's, like, you're not pleasing anybody, just what works best for you. How are you going to best do this? Is it going to be time efficient? Are you going to look back at it? Or are you going to reflect? Do you want to share your journey? Do you want that support? Do you want other people? Like, are you going to go public or are you going to go private? Or are you private for now? Do you later on want the potential to go public? You need to think about what works for you and how you're going to journal and the way you're going to do it. The purpose and the topic as well about what you're going to journal on. Like, mine is about weight loss, but a massive part of it is also about my behaviours and changing those. Oh, I'm just going to open this coffee to cool it down. It smells vile. Honestly, how people drink that is beyond me. Ooh. I'm going to try it because I've got nothing else at work to drink today and I'm here while late, but Jesus Christ. Yes, sorry, I totally got off topic. So yeah, the purpose and the topic by what you're going to cover. Are you wanting to cover something about your mental health? Are you wanting to cover journaling about your weight loss journey? Is it about behaviors? Is it that I can't do that for you, but it's up to you. Like, obviously, I think Jackie's asked this in terms of weight loss, but if somebody else is watching this, then you need to be clear on the purpose. It can change and that's okay. You've just got to do what's right for you, but it can change. One of the most things that I think you've got to do while you're journaling is be totally honest. If you're journaling and lying, you're really lying to yourself, and it's not really going to have the purpose that you set it out for. It's not going to help you lying. It's, and by lying, I don't mean like a really lying and like saying you're a millionaire when you've got an overdraft of £2 million. What I'm saying to you is being really honest about how you feel about things, about what's happening, not hiding from the reality and truth. And I think sometimes we make excuses for people. Like, I've made excuses for Oliver all along the way, like in some of his behaviours and things. And it's the journaling that helped me realise that. And I think being honest about it has really helped me deal with it and be able to make progress where that's concerned. So being honest is absolutely, I just think being honest in life's just a good quality anyway. If you're honest, you can never get caught out, can you? And I mean, you can be like if you hurt somebody or something, you can always apologise and learn from it. But if you lie, it's just, I'm just not into lies. So it's just not really where I am in life. But I just think if you journal in particular, you need to be honest. And my next point that I've wrote down is don't be scared. Don't be scared of being yourself. Like, you are a wonderful person. And I don't even really, like, you might think I'm talking crap. Like, I don't really know you, but each person's wonderful in their own right. And if you fundamentally know that you're a nice person, then don't be scared to just be yourself. Don't be scared to express how you feel. Do you know everybody has emotions? It's okay not to be okay all the time. And it's okay to be embarrassing and be a bit goofy and not be what you think everybody wants you to be. You just be yourself. It doesn't matter about anything else. I've just put always be honest again, so I've wrote that twice, so that's doubly important. And do it for you first. Don't do it for anybody else, not for anybody else, because you won't do it properly and you won't really learn from it and do anything positive with it if all you're doing is to please yourself. A bit like weight loss, if I'm going to be honest. So I vlog all my journey. It has allowed me to see and hear in real time and I wanted to connect with other people and help. So that's why I vlog. Initially, I started to vlog because I felt lonely and I didn't feel like I had anybody to listen to me. Like, nobody was interested in my views and what I got to say. And it were a bit of a taboo to talk about how you weigh and being fat and how unhappy it were and the health. It's like you kind of bury your head in the sand, don't you? And like, just ignore it. And by vlogging, it helped me to just have a voice, I suppose. And like I said, a bit of me time. And I've really enjoyed actually my journey and the progression that I've seen upon myself. Like I said, there's still loads for me to grow, but I do genuinely, I've really enjoyed it. So that's why I do these videos. My written journaling is something different. So I started that because I started doing something called talking therapies, and then I didn't have the time to commit to that, and I was made to feel a bit bad about doing that. So the technique that I got given from the talking therapist, I've taken that forward. So I do like a written account of when I go through something or something's happened in my behaviours that I want to change, or there's a situation that I need to get my head around and I don't want to be so dramatic about it and emotional and feel helpless. I write it all down. I then like reflect on it, and I write exactly what in my views happened, like the practical part of that situation. I then write how the impact that's had. I've wrote about the reactions of other people around me and how that's made me feel, and then how the whole thing has made me feel, but also what I would have liked different. I then, because it's written, if I reread that over and over and over again, it like de-escalates the feelings about it, because it becomes a more norm and not such a like traumatic situation. I then can put it into perspective and like look at it from a more level-headed point of view, and then I can analyze it a lot better, and generally that makes me feel better. And I've used that a lot to get over stuff that's out of my control, because as I'm getting older and as I'm on this journey, I'm learning that I can't control everybody else's like behaviors towards me. What I can control is my reaction to it and my behaviors. And it's just been really helpful. It's been quite uplifting. I do think there's some things like some trauma and stuff and things that you go through, you need a bit of help and guidance, and journaling like that is not going to be sufficient. You need to get medical help. However, there's sometimes that can maybe help when it's maybe not anything majorly serious. And well, it helps me, but again, not everything helps everybody. Like everybody's work's different, and that's okay. So how to start your journal, which is what Jackie originally asked me, and I do feel like I've bobbled on a lot. So I've put, write about your day. Just write, even if you've just had a crap day where you've just laid on the sofa, write about that. Why? What have you done? How's that made you feel? Write about a situation. If you've had a massive argument with somebody, if you've been out for a birthday party, write about that. Describe everything that's happened. Don't leave anything out because it seems inferior. This is just for you. You're doing this for you and a purpose. So just write about what's happened. Describe how it made you feel. I think that's really important for you to... A lot of people emotionally, if you're doing this for weight loss, and a lot of people's behaviours and things like that are triggered by emotions. Like, we are emotional creatures, and that's okay. We have emotions for a reason. But describing how something made you feel along with the situation and what happened can help your reaction to it and help you control just how you like the level at which you have an emotional reaction to something, which in turn can help you come to terms and process it properly, like mentally, rather than turn into like crutches like food. Like, I would 100% be an emotional eater, me, and I would eat if I was happy, sad, everything, depressed, down, you name it, I would eat. And from looking at my emotions and the attachment that I like had to certain situations, it's helped me to de-escalate my emotions where that's concerned. I've been able to acknowledge them emotions a lot more, and I've been able to process them maturely a lot better. Not always, but I am working on that. And I feel like journaling allows that, whereas before I'd just probably go and eat some chocolate and crap, feel good, and then feel really bad, and that cycle would start again. Write about what you would change in a situation if that's what you're journaling about. You know, if you went out and you went to a wedding and you described it all, you had a wonderful time, but you ate 15 pieces of cake, just write about what you would change about that situation, what you felt about that and what you changed. If you wouldn't change anything, write that. If you're happy with that, then that's fine. Write about how you would change it, and read back over it over and over and over again, because it's only by revisiting like your situations in your journal that you're ever going to make any progress, really. I think writing it down initially gets it off your chest and helps you to process things, but I think reading it back over and over and over, especially something that's been quite like a significant day or situation, no matter how big or small it is to somebody else, if that's significant to you, then it'll help you deal with it. I do think so. And then write freely, don't hide or lie to yourself. Just write everything down as best as you can. Lastly, which I've not wrote down, I would, if you are going to write it and you are going to do it, I would suggest buying yourself a nice book. Like, there's nothing that feels nicer than nice paper, nice quality paper with a nice book that you love. Try to commit to doing it every day, or if you're writing it down like every other day or as often as you can. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up about it, but try and do it as best as you can, as regular as you can, especially to start off with, and do it alone in your own space. Don't let anybody interfere. Take yourself off out to a cafe if your house is busy. Lock yourself in your bedroom and tell people to leave you alone, and just have a bit of space to yourself to do it. Have one of the nice pens. You know, some biros don't scroll properly. Do you know, like, if you're frantically writing, it always feels better, doesn't it? Do you know, to write, make it your thing, and that would be my recommendation. Do you know, if you can't afford it, don't. Just get do you know, like, start on anything. Write it on a laptop, write it on the notes in your phone, do whatever suits you. I'm not very, like, technologically advanced. I like a pen and paper, but I'm sure people do it on the phone, in voice notes or anything. You do what suits you. That is it really on journaling and what I do. If I've missed anything off and you want to ask me anything about journaling, or do you know, if you journal and you want to give a bit of advice, then please do, because Jackie's asked this question and I've took ages to answer it, I'm not going to lie, and I think it's helpful for us all just to help each other. You might give me a few ideas. You might think what I've said's a bit of crap, and I'm open to you telling me that it's a bit of crap and you've got a different opinion, because I think that's healthy. So that is where I'm at with that. I hope that's helped, and I hope it's not been too long-winded. And Jackie, I hope that's answered your question and that you have started journaling, and maybe this might help a little bit. So think then.